The moment you stop reacting, you start controlling how others behave. Most people lose control before anything even happens, not because they are weak, but because they react too early. They talk too much, they explain too much, they show too much, and without realizing it, they hand control away. But some people do something different. They stay calm just long enough to see everything. Most people think power looks loud, fast replies, big emotions, strong opinions, constant reactions, but that is usually insecurity wearing confidence like a mask. Real control looks different. It watches first, and this is the part nobody talks about. The first person who reacts emotionally usually loses the psychological position first, because the moment someone controls your emotions, they start controlling your behavior. That is the Machiavelli method. Act calm, think sharp, move silent, strike hard, not with violence, with precision. A person insults you in front of others. Most people react instantly. They defend themselves, raise their voice, try to win the moment. But the calm person does something strange. They pause, and suddenly the room changes, because emotional people create noise. Calm people create pressure. That pressure makes others uncomfortable. Why? Because humans constantly read emotional signals: confidence, fear, anger, weakness. We scan people every second without noticing. But when someone stays emotionally controlled, the normal rules stop working. And unreadable people remove the normal rules of social control. This is why calm people often feel dangerous. Not because they are aggressive, because nobody knows what they are thinking. And uncertainty creates tension. Watch group conversations carefully. The loudest person usually fights for attention. The calm person watches patterns: who interrupts, who seeks approval, who gets emotional, who changes behavior around authority. While others talk, they collect information, and information is leverage. If you study human behavior deeply, you start seeing these patterns everywhere. That is what we do here on ILU Codex. Most people think communication is about speaking. It is not. It is about revealing. Every emotional reaction tells people where to push you, and most people miss this. Emotion is exposure. Look at arguments. The angry person starts talking faster, longer messages, more explanations, more emotional energy, but the real reason is darker. Urgency usually means emotional dependence. They need validation. They need control. They need the other person to react. And the moment someone needs your reaction, they lose power over themselves. A person sends an angry message at midnight. One person replies instantly, paragraph after paragraph, emotion after emotion. The other person waits until morning. Short reply, controlled tone, clear words. One person reacted, the other person controlled direction. Slow responses create psychological weight, because calm behavior forces emotional people to sit with uncertainty, and humans hate uncertainty. This is where it flips. Most people think silence is passive. It is not. Silence forces people to reveal themselves in meetings, in conflicts, in relationships. The person who talks too much usually leaks the most information. The quiet person learns the emotional map of everyone else. And by the end of this video, you realize why some people never raise their voice, yet always win. Because silence changes perception. When people cannot read you, they start studying you. And when they start studying you, you already changed the power dynamic. Think about the quiet person in a room. Nobody fully relaxes around them. People fill silence with nervous talking, extra explaining, defensive behavior. Why? Because humans want emotional certainty. But calm silence removes certainty, and this is dangerous, because the moment people stop understanding your emotional patterns, they lose predictive control. Most manipulation does not start with control. It starts with emotional prediction. Manipulators study reactions. What makes you angry? What makes you guilty? What makes you defensive? What makes you desperate for approval? Then they repeat the pressure point again and again. If people can predict you, they can control you. That is why emotionally predictable people get manipulated the most, not because they are stupid, because they are readable. Someone criticizes them, instant anger, someone ignores them, instant anxiety, someone praises them, instant attachment, same reaction. Every time, easy to control. But strategic people break patterns. Sometimes they stay silent. Sometimes they walk away, sometimes they delay response, sometimes they reveal nothing emotionally, and suddenly manipulation stops working smoothly because emotional discipline removes control points. This is why emotionally controlled people often look powerful without trying. Their reactions are not available for public use. And here's the part almost nobody notices. Calm people are not emotionless. They simply decide when emotion becomes useful. That is the difference. Weak people react immediately. Strategic people choose timing, and timing changes everything. Most people think strike hard means aggression. It doesn't. It means precision. A smart person does not react during emotional chaos. They observe first. Who is lying? Who is nervous? Who wants attention? Who is trying to provoke them? Then they move once, clearly, directly, precisely. Power is not fast. Power is precise. A coworker keeps trying to provoke someone during a meeting. One person argues every time. Another person stays calm and speaks once near the end. Short sentence, clear point. And suddenly, everyone trusts the calm person more. Why? Because emotional control creates perceived authority. People trust calm minds under pressure, not loud minds. What's one behavior that instantly shows someone lost emotional control? Write it in the comments, because once you start seeing these patterns, you cannot unsee them. The truth is, most people spend their lives performing strength, loud opinions, constant reactions, emotional displays, forced dominance. But real power usually becomes invisible before it becomes undeniable. And that changes social dynamics completely. People stop testing you as much. People stop pulling emotional reactions from you. People become more careful around you. Not because you became aggressive, because you became difficult to control. And difficult to control people create psychological respect naturally. This is the Machiavelli shift. You stop needing every battle, every argument, every reaction. You stop giving people free access to your emotions. Instead, you observe more, speak less, react slower, think sharper. And over time, people start revealing themselves around you without realizing it. Have you ever stayed silent and watched someone expose themselves? That moment changes how you see human behavior forever, because the final realization is simple. The loud person fights to control the moment. The calm person controls themselves first, and when people stop predicting your reactions, their control over you disappears. That is when silence stops looking weak and starts looking dangerous. If you want to understand human behavior on a deeper level and build that kind of silent discipline, subscribe to Ilu Codex, because the people who control themselves first usually control the outcome last.